Music 7. I get a little torn once I get up to this. This is 899 bucks. We're starting to get into the territory of would we be better off doing some bookshelf speakers. It's in that class of room-filling capability. But for many, this is a lot easier. This also has some multi-functionality in that I can use it as a sound bar for my display as well. We'll talk about that in a second. But this one's 899 bucks. It has, let me see if I can get this thing off of here so you can see what's in here. But it has what I believe to be Class D amplifier. See, these aren't really made to come off, so I wouldn't suggest it. But we're doing it for the video here. But it has a Class D 50 watt times however many speakers are on this, 6. So you can see these aren't made to come off a lot, so I wouldn't mess with it if I were you and your $900 speaker. But you have two 1-inch silk dome tweeters, two 3-inch, and then what I think is the coolest part is these are not the same drivers as like an Isotar to like a really high-end Dynaudio driver, but they're of the same. It's the same MSP material. I believe MSP is their molding or their plastic that they're using to make the same drivers as their $40,000 speakers that they make. This one does fill a room. It's got a port. You can see the port on the back side there, that black. This port right here. You can see it's starting to get bigger and heavier. I mean, this weighs a good 20 pounds. But this requires you to plug into the wall. There's no battery in here, so it's not a battery-powered device. This is a powered, serious piece of equipment. This will seriously fill up a 3-car, 4-car garage and do so quite well. Having silk dome tweeters, I think, is a game changer in the garage because of the harshness of your concrete floors and your metal cabinets and things like that. It's not a room like your living room where you have carpet and couches and fabrics and things like that generally. At least I hope you don't have that kind of stuff in your garage. If you do have a carpet in there, call us. We'll help you get that carpet out of your garage. So the music line is designed to be simple, right? So you have Apple AirPlay 2 capability, aptX Bluetooth on your Android devices, Apple AAC Bluetooth on your iPhones. The way that I use these things is I grab my iPhone, I connect it to Tidal, and I'm running it generally AirPlay over my Wi-Fi network with no wires. I just need to plug it in. This I'd mentioned earlier does have the ability, if you look underneath here, so you have HDMI, optical, there's our power connection, and then we have a 3.5mm headphone input, and then a USB. USB would be for charging your cell phone. If you're swinging $900 for this, you're grown up enough to have a freaking cell phone that's charged all the time. But this guy here can be used via the audio return channel, and we're on the 3rd iteration, I believe, of ARC, so it's starting to work, or it actually works. The original ARC stuff was so problematic, and sometimes it would sync, sometimes it wouldn't. But you would run HDMI out of usually input 2, and it'll send audio back to a sound bar and send control back to a sound bar, so you'll be able to use this as a sound bar. You can use the bracket to mount underneath your display if you wanted to. I think there are probably more functional, maybe not better sounding sound bars available to you, but this is going to sound better than your Sonoses and your JBLs and all the other speakers that are in this category. It's going to sound much better. but you know, functionality-wise, I would use this as a room-filling Bluetooth speaker where I didn't want to have a pair of bookshelves. I wanted to be able to unplug and plug it in and carry it into the house and use it in other places. But if you did want the functionality of using it as a soundbar, it certainly has that capability and comes with the option. This is an optional bracket. This is 79 bucks that you could buy to mount to the wall, and it's pretty darn stout. So the Music 7 is, I would choose this over the Music 5. So my two favorite in the line would be the 3 and the 7. The 3 because it's portable, you know, it has a battery. The 7 because it's the 7, it's the big boy, it has the most output. I do want to give a little disclaimer here in that these Silk Dome tweeters, they're not for everyone. These are much smoother sounding. They're not going to be as harsh as most people are used to listening. These sound like a female vocalist sounds, or an acoustic guitar would sound. That's what these produce in a generally crappy environment, listening environment, and a crappy type of small box. But these are making the best of what a small enclosure, little portable 30-pound device can create. And so the box, go check out the Music 5 and the 135. You probably want to check those out on the site as well, but I'm not going to open this one up. But the beauty of these also is they come to you a box inside of a box with a foam core, so the potential for them to damage, hopefully they don't stick a forklift fork through it, but generally these can come to you pretty safely and rather quickly. If we have it in stock, we'll have the sucker out, that day usually, and in your, on your front doorstep pretty quickly. But yeah, Dynaudio Music. I think this thing's pretty sick. I'm going to still do a pair of 2-channel speakers in my garage, but this will fill up pretty much any size garage. And I guess technically you could run a stereo pair of these if you wanted to, if it fit. But this, for 900 bucks, sounds expensive, but I think it's worth every penny. So yeah, this is of the line, sonically is my favorite.